From sex scandals to the paparazzi wars to the Instagram story fiascos, we love to dish in on all the hot celebrity gossip that spreads around the internet. While sometimes most of it is just conjecture, you can't deny the fact that rumor is also based on facts, loose as they may be. In today's video, we're going to be taking a deep look into the celebrity rapper 42 Dugg's escapades. While he may have loads of cash, albums, jewelry, and all of his other riches, his life does entail a dark side. So stay tuned till the end of the video to find out what we're talking about and why rappers are actually scared of 42 Dugg. Interact with us. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be notified when we upload more content. Don't forget to leave a like and comment below. Also, feel free to suggest any type of videos you would like to see on this channel. Thanks. For starters, let's get into why 42 Dugg has this aura around him, one that people are scared and intimidated by. 42 Dugg has had a hard time coming up to the place that he's in today. He grew up in the ghettos of a very maligned and out-of-control Detroit, finding himself in the midst of all the crime and grime action. At 15, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison for carjacking and gun possession. The kid who liked to skate and party was sent to jail to rot. A fight with an inmate extended his sentence to 6 years. He was sentenced to solitary confinement twice. That kind of trauma can really live with you forever. His first time in solitary was torturous. For 23 hours a day, Dugg had no liberty of his own. The isolation ate at him physically and mentally. He rarely ate. I would be there for 30 days at a time and only eating breakfast. I didn't like any of the food. I would have days where I only ate a cookie a day, he says. He still remembers a cruel CO who kept taking pants that he had stored away. It's safe to say that he's not had it easy, and certainly not pleasant, for most of his life. A person carrying this kind of trauma can get really bitter over time. Doing time in prison does change a person forever, but in the midst of all that, he found his salvation, teaching himself how to rap and releasing his first single in 2019, which pays tribute to his friend, who was shot to death while just chilling in his car on Flanders Street. But his criminal record and often solemn lyrics are what has the rap community staying at a distance from him. Let's now move on from his past and come to his life in the present, which seems to be riddled with controversy and a lot of other things that aren't ideal for his reputation. He was recently the talk of the town after a rather uncomfortable story was uploaded by him on his Instagram. The video featured him and his son on board an airplane where they were traveling. That seems pretty innocent and inconspicuous, right? No need to call 911 or child services yet, but hear us out. The video was fun enough. 42 Dugg had his little 3-year-old munchkin on his lap, who he was playing and cuddling with. That was fine, of course, but it wasn't fine when he was seen kissing and licking his son's neck. Yes, you heard that right. This began a flurry of tweets and trends that were in equal parts freaky and laughable. In fact, a few of the Twitter respondents wondered if Child Protective Services should investigate the controversial MC. Needless to say, people were enraged and concerned, making this outrage well known with tweets like, "I could have went the rest of my life without seeing that video of 42 Dugg licking on his son's neck. Like, what made him think that was okay and to post it?" Or 42 Dugg watched himself give his son a hickey and still posted it. But as weird and creepy as that sounds, that's not what landed him in the fire pit of controversy. His response to the outrage did. Basically, after getting heat on Twitter, 42 Dugg struck back, blasting many of his critics with what has been described as a homophobic rant on his IG story platform, which he quickly deleted because of the instantaneous backlash he got, and for shading the DaBaby Rolling Loud Miami controversy and Lil Nas X. He went on to say some explicit things that we can't repeat here, but he was blatantly dissing the internet community for overstepping their boundaries and passing judgments carelessly. He basically told everyone to stop with this, associating labels like homophobic, which was something the rapper didn't appreciate. He also added that nobody cares about any of this. They're just artists and entertainers, nothing more, nothing less. What he meant by this is, if they're not enforcing or being preachy with their work on their audiences, why are beliefs being shoved in their face. And that's fair, isn't it? Asking for personal and professional space. Needless to say, in today's day and age that's brought the political correctness culture upon us, this got him in some hot water because of the inherent homophobia that his response had. People on Twitter were ruthless with his roasting, as they always are. It was an interesting mix though, where the majority of them were keen on taking his side, while the others were more seriously calling him out. The reason why rappers are now scared to be associated with him is because of this cloud of controversy that carries with him, and how unpredictable that downpour is at times, which may lay waste to everything they've worked for, even if you do so much as come to his defense. But the pool of controversy doesn't end here, there's more. But this time, ironically, with questions about his sexuality. The young and turned artist was recently the topic of gossip when his ex-girlfriend apparently tried to defame him, criticizing the size of Dugg's butt. The 42 Dugg retaliated, going off on her with a slew of his own insults. Unfortunately, the rapper had once again put himself at the center of a saucy, gossip-fueled trend thanks to a video clip that had been circulating. The video clip is apparently from an IG live session, the date and time of which is unspecified. And it was the song that is playing in the background that caught the attention of both his fans and haters alike. The lyrics came off as, "I was trying to pay the rent." The result is that many across Twitter have presumed Dugg to be gay, and the lyrics to be a nod to his sexuality. Despite this, fans don't seem to be convinced, and this is when the rapper decided that he needed to address this in a manner that was more serious, and put a period on all this gossip that was floating around at his expense, even weeks later. In a series of tweets, he finally said, "I understand this is getting out of reach. I don't want to be on no blog if it's not about music. I'm not gonna get caught doing anything cause it's not in me." In his caption, he even challenged that you could look him up, ask about him, but you're not going to find anything of the sort to be associated with him, because he's just not that person. It seems that all the talk and toxicity of Twitter got to him, because this long rant didn't seem to be any different in terms of the content or intention. This time, it just seemed that he was more serious about putting an end to all this drama, evidently calling out all of the crowd on Twitter, rejecting all notions of being in the headlines if it didn't concern his music or his work. If we're honest, that's only fair. He's a dedicated artist from the streets of Detroit who's trying to bring the city into the rap mainstream, a task that was mostly never possible before. He doesn't need any unnecessary distractions from his goal. 42 Dugg's untroubled and callous approach to public reputation is precisely what makes him a bit difficult to be associated with, if not scary, because you'll be canceled along with him in the age of online court. He's focused mostly on his position in the hip-hop and rap circles, where he's collaborating with various accomplished rappers like Future, Lil Baby, Yo Gotti, and more. And his I don't give a rat's ass attitude is precisely what makes his music so intense, going on to even chart the Billboard list. But is this controversy going to end up making a dent on his career? Maybe he could have used some PR to get out of this situation without invoking people's outrage. Let us know what you think about him and his approach in the comments down below. That's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and comment below what you would like to see next. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to the channel to be notified when we upload more content. Thanks.